Good afternoon. This is Bob Passy. Today we're going to talk, we're going to have a hard talk actually. We're going to talk about responsibility. We're going to talk about human responsibility, the responsibility of being a human being in this, at this time, in this world, on this planet, within this particular society. We're confronted with harsh realities about are we going to find a way to redeem the human spirit enough to make the changes that are necessary so that we can survive on this planet. And it's going to require looking at some hard truths. One is the direction that we're going right now is about a direction of the destruction of the human race. We are following leaders who are taking us right over the edge. The money is being the key to everything, and we have a governmental system that is no longer responsive to the needs of humanity and of the human spirit and of the American people. It has been totally co-opted by the big money and the power and the desire for control. And so we have to recognize something. We have to recognize that we are responsible human beings. That means responsible comes, it's an easy word, able to respond. We are able as individual human beings. We've been built so we can respond to the realities that we're faced with. Now, we don't have to have a government that does it for us. As a matter of fact, part of what we have done wrong is that we have abdicated our responsibility, that we've tried to avoid having personal responsibility by saying, okay, we're going to say the government is, we're going to have a government and we're going to say they're responsible, and so I don't personally have to be responsible. It's just, we cannot any longer abdicate that. Giving up our responsibility has gotten us into this place where they are taking us right over the edge. We need to figure out how to reclaim that responsibility and how to insist that we operate as adult, mature human beings. We have a situation, we know what the facts are, we know what the realities are in terms of the climate change that is going to affect all of us. There's no safe place. We all breathe the same air, we all live on the same planet, we all have to have the same water, we all deal with all of those things, and it's not a negotiable thing. It is a reality. And we even know what some of the solutions are. So on one side, we have problems. We have, let's call them challenges. We have challenges that we need to address. We even have a whole set of answers. And in between it, we have a government that is basically preventing us from applying those solutions to the problems that we're facing. Now, we know how to deal with this. When you have a real crisis and somebody says, no, you can't do it that way, what do? You do it that way anyway. You do what you have to do to survive. So what we need is to, in no uncertain terms, we need to walk around that system of politics and government, because they're interested in running everything through their lens of profit and power and control, and if it doesn't give them that, they don't want it. It's a system that is built not to change, and we don't have the luxury of not changing. If we want to survive, and if we want our future generations to survive, if the human race is going to survive, we must have a grassroots organization, a grassroots movement to regain power, to accept the responsibility that we have as human beings to stop being spectators and start being participants. This is way too important to let the unresponsive governments deal with this. We need to take it into our own hands now. We need to find ways to create solidarity. We need to find a way to have everybody who's interested in a humane future, in creating positive options, and we know what a lot of them are, and who are willing to work for that, to work together. It is not whether you're dealing with the problems of legal inequality or economic inequality, or if you're dealing with the Me Too movement or Black Like Me or whatever the movement is, we must find a way to, first of all, get ourselves all together, to get ourselves all on the same path. We cannot win it. Why can't the 99% outvote the 1%? Because the 99% tend to go in 99 different directions. And if we don't find a way to have real solidarity, to see that we're all looking for the same thing, even though we're dealing with different elements of it, we will go down in defeat. Now, we will go down in defeat. The human race will stop being able to be a viable option in this planet. So the reality is, we have responsibilities as human beings. We must pick them up. We cannot transfer them to someone else. We must do it, and we must do it now. It's a message that is perhaps harsh, no, but it's real. It's real. It's like, okay, we can't play that game anymore. We can't live in that other world. We're living in a world of realities that are staring us right in the face, and we have all the tools we need to deal with them if we will just, as individuals, pick up the responsibility we have as human beings to create a humane society again. And there are 1,000 ways for you to get involved in that. But it's not going to be that you need to find ways to elect a few people that will maybe help make a change in 10 years. You need to do this now, and that's why it goes way past the political process. This is about hands-on, down and dirty, making the changes that need to be made before the whole thing comes apart. So think about it. Think about what you can do, and pick up the responsibility you have. We we love to think of ourselves as these wonderful human beings. Well, in order to be a wonderful human being in this wonderful human world, you are going to have to do something now. You're going to have to get your hands dirty, and you're going to have to join in with other people regardless of where they come from, regardless of sex, regardless of race, regardless of age, regardless of ethnic background, regardless of economic background. All hands on deck. And it is an incredibly inclusive process. And so we need to figure out individually what we can do to help that process move forward, and we need to do it quickly. All right, that's it for today. Bye now.